Hey guys, and today I want to talk about a brand new QNAP NAS. It's kind of like the merging of two existing ranges into one kind of NAS. I won't lie, I'm a little bit confused about it, but today I want to talk about the TBS 453DX. It's the latest NAS to join the QNAP NASBook series. I say series, there's only been one, the TBS 453A, released about a year and a half ago, give or take. Now, this new variation of that design uses a very similar chassis, very similar attitude towards the device, but borrows a number of features and functionality from that brand new Silent NAS, the HS453DX. Now, this new NAS, again, we're just going to call this one for now the TBS to make it easier for the rest of the video. The new TBS NAS is a 4 SSD enabled NAS. Each of one of them is M2, so normal SATA M2, 6 gigabits per second SATA based SSD. It can house 4 of those in a RAID environment, and it features 10 GBE on the rear. The chassis itself is designed for very fast, ready to go deployment, and it weighs in at less than a kilo. So if you are somewhere that's got a PowerPoint, that's really all you need. You can attach obviously Ethernet there and access an existing network, or create your own network utilizing the device. It arrives with one 10 GBE port and one 1 GBE port on the rear, as well as 3 USB 3 ports and 4 USB 2 ports. But that's not all. It also arrives with the brand new remote control from the other QNAP NASes, the Q Remote. It's got those featured functional buttons. It also arrives with stereo speakers for a change, which again, good old QNAP innovators coming up with some mad new stuff. They've got stereo speakers either side of the device. You've got 2 channels of sound. And finally, HDMI 2.0 built into the rear of the device. Now, this is a lot of features and functionality being pushed into a tiny device. Now, I say it's the merging of 2 ranges, namely the Silent NAS series and the NASBook series, but this one has removed the silent nature of it. It's still very, very quiet indeed, because it hasn't got mechanical hard drives, but it has a small internal fan, not dissimilar to that which you'd find on a laptop, cooling those 4 hard drives and the internal hardware. Now, the memory inside uses DDR4 sodium memory, and that's 2133 megahertz, I believe, and it arrives with either 2 or 4 gig of DDR4 memory that can be upgraded officially to 8. No doubt that can unofficially be upgraded all the way up to 16 gig as well. The CPU inside is that brand new series in the J series CPU there, and it should be on the bottom of the screen as well. But otherwise, this CPU is identical to that you would have found in that HS453DX. These 2 NASes are very similar indeed. They have very differing agendas. One of them, the Silent NAS, being a multimedia powerhouse and 10G editing station that is meant to be silent in an editing workflow environment where you could be recording and creating content right that second. The NASBook series, and particularly this new one, is designed for fast deployment and portability of NAS. I know NAS is designed in terms of portability to have your files static and you access those files remotely from any location. What this does is kind of flip things around a little bit. You can still access it in that way with the relevant connectivity to the network of the internet. But what you can also do is have the device in your bag, as you would most portable devices when you're on the go, if you're a photo, video editor, photographer, anywhere. And then when you reach somewhere that you need to sit down and get your work done, you can get the device out, pop it on the desk. As long as you've got mains power and you connect to it with a direct cable, you're good to go. Now you can access the content of your device and continue that editing workflow. And again, it's that portability that's what makes the NASBook so appealing. So again, the jury's still out on this device, because for my money, it's still a little bit too similar to the Silent NAS, and moreover, has removed a couple of features from the previous iteration of the NASBook. It doesn't have the 4 LAN ports anymore, which is a bit of a shame. And although it does have 10 GBE, the new one, it doesn't have an SD card slot. Not much, but it was still a lovely feature indeed to have on there. If there was some way we could have it all into one, all the better. Nevertheless, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Do check out the NASCompare article in the description below. And don't forget, if you are interested, to click like and subscribe on this video to stay informed in the world of NAS. Thank you so much for watching. Cheerio.